We all like August, but who was this August person? And what do we know about them? Gaius Octavius was born in Rome in 63 BC. Raised in Velletri, his family had a prestigious history. His father, Gaius Octavius, died when he was 4, and his mother, Asha, remarried Lucius Marcius Philippus. He received a good education. In 46 BCE, Octavian's mother agreed for him to join Caesar in Spain. He sailed to the front, but was shipwrecked. Coming ashore with a handful of companions, he crossed hostile territory and reached Caesar's camp, which made a great impression on Caesar. Upon returning to Rome, Octavius became a significant figure in Caesar's inner circle. Caesar, recognizing Octavius's potential, named him the prime beneficiary in a new will. While studying in Apollonia, Illyria, Octavius received word of Julius Caesar's assassination in 44 BC. Ignoring advice to seek refuge in Macedonia, he sailed to Italy to assess his political standing. Upon landing in Lupia, Octavius discovered the contents of Caesar's will, reinforcing his dedication to becoming the political heir and inheritor of Caesar's estate. Octavian, now Caesar's heir, sought support for his political ambitions. Upon reaching Brundisium, he was warmly greeted by the soldiers loyal to Caesar, marching through Italy and emphasizing his role as Caesar's heir. He garnered both support and funds. By June, he had amassed a formidable army of 3,000 loyal veterans. In May 44 BC, Octavian arrived in Rome to discover Mark Antony in a truce with Caesar's assassins. Antony's actions had turned public opinion against them. Octavian seized the opportunity to rival Antony's influence, gaining support from Caesarian veterans and wary senators. With opinion in Rome turning against him, and his year of consular power nearing its end, Antony attempted to pass laws that would assign him the province of Cisalpine Gaul. In the face of Octavian's large and capable force, Antony saw the danger of staying in Rome and he left Rome for Cisalpine Gaul. The province had earlier been assigned to Decimus Brutus, one of Caesar's assassins. Antony laid siege to him at Mutina and disregarded Senate resolutions. The Senate delegated military command to Octavian, together with consuls Hirtius and Pansa, lifted the siege and triumphed over Antony at Mutina, forcing Antony to retreat to Transalpine Gaul. Both consuls lost their lives in the process, leaving Octavian in sole command. Despite Octavian's achievements, the Senate favored Decimus Brutus and attempted to grant him command of the consular legions. Octavian, staying in the Po Valley, rejected further offensives. Octavian demanded to be appointed as consul. When this was refused, he marched on the city with 8 legions. He encountered no military opposition in Rome and on 43 BC was elected consul. In October 43 BC, Octavian, Antony, and Lepidus established the Second Triumvirate, gaining special powers sanctioned by the Senate. They initiated proscriptions, which involved outlawing individuals, seizing assets, and raising funds to confront the murderers of Caesar, namely Brutus and Cassius. In 42 BC, Octavian, together with Mark Antony, deployed 28 legions by sea to confront Brutus and Cassius, who had established their stronghold in Greece. The decisive battles at Philippi in Macedonia in October 42 BC culminated in victory for Octavian's forces, ultimately leading to the suicides of Brutus and Cassius. After the Battle of Philippi, Octavian secured control over Gaul and Hispania. Antony formed an alliance with Queen Cleopatra in Egypt, and Lepidus maintained control over Africa. Sextus Pompeius posed a threat to Octavian by disrupting grain shipments across the Mediterranean, creating the potential for famine. In 39 BC, temporary peace was brokered, with Octavian conceding specific territories to Pompeius in exchange for the removal of the agreement between the triumvirate. And Sextus Pompeius fell apart when Octavian divorced Scribonia, who happened to be the sister of Sextus Pompeius. In 36 BC, Octavian and Lepidus collaborated to face Sextus Pompeius in Sicily. Despite facing initial challenges, General Agrippa achieved a decisive victory by defeating Pompeius's naval fleet. Pompeius fled to the east, but was apprehended and executed. Lepidus tried to assert control over Sicily, but his troops abandoned him, defecting to Octavian. Lepidus surrendered, and while his life was spared, he was expelled from power. The escalating animosity between Antony and Octavian reached a peak in 30 BC when accusations against Antony were substantiated. Octavian obtained Antony's private will, revealing plans to bequeath Roman-conquered territories as kingdoms to his sons. The Senate withdrew Antony's consul powers and declared war on Cleopatra's regime in Egypt. In early 31 BC, Octavian transported troops across the Adriatic Sea, imposing a naval blockade. Antony and Cleopatra, stationed in Greece, faced the blockade. The decisive battle unfolded at Actium, where the naval fleets of Octavian and Mark Antony clashed head-on. The engagement concluded with the decisive defeat of Mark Antony and Cleopatra. Octavian pursued them, resulting in the decisive defeat of Antony and Cleopatra in Alexandria on August 1, 30 BC. Following their defeat, both Antony and Cleopatra committed suicide. These events concluded the last war of the Roman Republic. Octavian returned to Rome as the victor. Period laid the foundations for the subsequent establishment of the Roman Empire. Octavian became the first Roman emperor, adopting the name Augustus.